Look, we've all spent the last 2 months in basically react and crisis management mode. We've all had to deal with the closure of branches or limited capabilities of branches. You've all had to deal with, as Merkle has, moving to a virtual workforce. You've all had to deal with helping and supporting customers that are in some form of probably economic or financial distress. You've had to rapidly deploy communications related to the COVID response to educate your customers on the efforts you were taking to respond to the crisis. You've had to train customers in leveraging your digital capabilities and in some ways enhancing your digital capabilities. And a lot of you had to respond to the high expectations set by the government related to CARES and PPP. So look, for the last 2 months, we've all had a lot on our plates. And personally, I've been really impressed with our clients' response to the crisis. Financial services companies aren't known for their agility and speed to market in all cases. But I think we've proven that in the past 2 months, we've been able to get communications in market rapidly. And frankly, things that used to take weeks and months, like creative approval, we've been able to get done in hours and days. So I think we should all pat ourselves on the back for a job well done, and be pretty impressed with just our overall effort in response to the crisis. But now and today, what we really want to focus on is this shift to a relaunch strategy. And look, there's still a lot of unknowns related to the path and pace of the recovery, right? We don't know what markets are going to open and in what order they're going to open. We don't know when consumers, even if their markets open, we don't know when consumers are going to feel comfortable to get back out into the world. And we don't know, what new consumer behaviors are going to emerge. We do think there'll be a new normal, but we're not exactly sure how our customers are going to act in that new normal. So given these unknowns, our goal today is to provide a framework for developing a relaunch strategy, a relaunch plan, and the capabilities to succeed in what's going to be a highly dynamic environment. So that's the context for today. In terms of the agenda, Diana and Mark are going to present a relaunch strategy, which is going to focus on leveraging data and analytics to develop communication plans based on the unique conditions in each market. Amy Thorne is going to take us through messaging strategies for relaunch, as well as the tools and resources required to activate them in market. Mark Rosson is going to dive into the data analytic capabilities required to execute and optimize your relaunch plans. And then I'm going to wrap up talking about our clients' progression of technology platforms and how those technology platforms are going to be leveraged in relaunch, as well as do a Q&A. So now I wanted to hand the conversation over to Diane and Mark to talk through the relaunch strategy.
Hi, folks. This is Mark Bellinger here. Thanks, Paul, and thanks to all of you for dialing in today and allow us to share some thoughts with you. As Paul said, a lot has happened in the last 2.5 months. And like all industries, banking and financial services has had to take unprecedented actions in the face of the crisis. We've had to develop communication strategies and new processes to rapidly connect with customers. And generally, this has gone pretty well. We see that 70% of customers think that the reaction to their bank has been good, great, or excellent. And it's a pretty good result given the amount of time that we had to prepare and react to the crisis. However, as we look forward, uncertainty remains about how and when branches are going to open. Nearly half of all banks in a recent survey are saying that they are unsure of the time frame for the reopening of their branches. And additionally, we see that consumer sentiment remains very fluid and divided. When surveyed about whether brands need to continue to acknowledge COVID-19 in their marketing or whether they should return to BAU messaging, consumers were pretty much evenly split. And given the sensitivity and importance of consumers' financial relationships, feelings about what tone banking communication should take are likely even more nuanced. We've also seen that the crisis has had profound effects on the way customers are interacting with banks and financial services companies. More than half of consumers say that going forward, their interactions are going to be more virtual, mobile, or over the phone. So the COVID-19 driven shifts that we've seen in behavior are likely going to endure. So as we look to the future and work to develop a relaunch strategy, how do we use all this information and where do we begin?